everyone, so today I'm back with another luxury side-by-side cushion review, and I think I am doing this two simultaneously just because I think that these are new launches that came out at pretty much the same time, and it's just like, you know, why would competitors do that at around the same period when it's going to be really hot competition. But that being said, Chanel came out with a Healthy Glow Gel Touch Foundation Cushion, and as you can see here, this is the Chanel one, and its competitor YSL, they existingly have a cushion already available, which I will link somewhere here because I did do a review on it. But basically they launched another cushion. This is called the YSL Liquid Foundation Compact with radiance and coverage and a luminous cooling hydration. I think the actual name is a Touche Eclat foundation or something like that. So that being said, I'm just going to try these two foundations on my left and on my right and give you my really quick thoughts on it. So for those of you who are thinking of purchasing either of this, watch this review to the end so that you know my really honest feedback. And also if you want to know how this new cushion actually compares against the existing YSL cushion, you can always leave me comments down below, but I'll also be making reference to the earlier launch of the YSL cushion. If not, you can also check out the other video. So without further rambling, let's just get started. Okay, so this is the state of my skin at the moment. It's not doing too great, but I've been giving myself, you know, a really makeup detox where I just let my skin breathe, and yeah, I think it somewhat helps, but somehow the sebum production is still there. A lot of my pores are very clogged, and I'm trying to, you know, exfoliate, chemical exfoliate, and try to just, you know, get rid of all the dirt inside my pores. But that being said, this is how it looks like. So I think I will start off with the Chanel cushion first. This is its packaging on the outside. It's just really sleek with a beige and, you know, a black border. Okay, so as you saw in the close-ups, it's basically kind of like, I believe the product is liquid foundation and is sitting beneath this veil. A lot of Korean cushions also do have this kind of a technology, so it's not exactly a saturated cushion like what we're really used to. But yeah, I'm just gonna give this a go. It looks quite, as I'm touching it with my fingers, it feels really watery, so I'm not too sure in the coverage department what this will be like. But yeah, let's just give it a shot. I'll do it on my left side. Okay, so as you can see upon first application, I must say that this really does have a super cooling effect once you press it onto the skin. It's actually really enjoyable. It feels super hydrating but not overly dewy. I think the puff itself is a little bit unique. It's not super dense or very thin. It's actually feeling quite foamy. So a lot of the product, they get saturated into the puff and allowed for, you know, even spreading around the face. But in terms of coverage, how this performs, it really isn't that good. I mean, it's definitely a light to low medium coverage. A lot of my imperfections are still shining through, but I do get this sense that it's not exactly fully liquid, if that makes sense. It's like not your typical creamy liquid kind of liquid foundation. It's more like a gel consistency, like the Beige Healthy Mix, where it's a little bit more emollient, actually a lot more emollient, and it sits on the skin like almost one layer. So that being said, it isn't buildable. It really just achieves a very light wash of coverage on the face, but I do like it because it gives me a very natural finish. And yeah, but looking at the price point and it being a luxury item, I think that what it claims to do is being a very light wash in the lineup of what kind of Chanel foundations have to offer. A lot of their liquid foundations do offer you a very nice and full coverage kind of a finish, but this in the lineup is something more natural and easy for touch-ups for people who just want a little bit of hydration. I think that this is great. Feels very serum-like, and it has a very signature Chanel scent, and it's very, very pleasant. So yeah, you can still see my imperfections shining through, but there's a nice like sheen going on my skin, which means that it just looks really plumped and hydrated, which I like. Okay, so as I look into the actual cushion, this also has kind of like a veil technology, which seriously, these two cushions are starting to perform a lot more similarly than I hoped. I thought that this new launch would be a little bit more different, but that being said, it is really different from its existing YSL cushion where, you know, there's no net technology. It's pretty much just a saturated cushion, but this has a veil on top which has the YSL symbols on it. So underneath is the saturated cushion, which you have to pump to the surface. So yeah, so this side here is for a natural finish and the other side is for a sophisticated finish. So I really do not know what that means, but I'm just gonna use it like a regular puff because I'm just gonna use it on both sides because it's really a small area to work with already. So okay, so I'm in the shade B40 for this, and it's a little bit darker than what I'm used to, but it does match me really well. I'm in NC 20 to 25. I think the earlier Chanel foundation in N30 actually matches NC 20 a lot better, but this matches an NC 25 with a little bit of a orangey undertone, I must say. But that being said, this has a lot more coverage. You saw a lot of my acne got diminished. And yeah, but I did find that this needed a little bit of work. The applicator really makes it difficult to spread around. One of the surfaces feels like velvet, the other one feels like a regular cushion, so I'm more used to the regular cushion, to be frank, but the velvet is just a little bit abrasive on the skin. But that being said, really I find this kind of a dual applicator thing to be quite a gimmick. I mean, like, just stick to the regular thing and we'll be fine. Because I mean, it generally works okay. But that being said, yeah, this does have a lot of coverage. It isn't as cooling to the touch, but it does give a very aerated finish, because with that veil I feel like, you know, I don't know, for some reason I just feel like it doesn't capture that much product, so it's not super like a slap of a whole load of foundation on your face. It's just working bit by bit on your skin. It's not that hydrating, it's not super serum like, it's just very much like a regular pump foundation. So that being said, it's not exactly looking that great on my skin. It actually accentuates a lot of my dehydrated areas for that matter, and you do definitely need some sort of moisturization under this cushion. But that being said, as I'm speaking, it's already setting down to a more kind of, you know, less dewy finish, and it feels really comfortable on the skin, but it does feel like there's product sitting on the skin. Okay, so that's my final look, and basically I did do a light setting of powder around my face just so that, you know, the shade match was a little bit more even. But that being said, it was just a very tiny amount, and yeah, I did use a bit of concealer as well. But that being said, I think that, you know how my whole philosophy about applying a very light layer and proceeding from that, do your spot concealing and that kind of thing, I feel like that trick worked really well with the Gel Touch foundation from Chanel, and it's just like very perfected all of a sudden without feeling or looking like I'm wearing too much. But for the YSL, I found that even though I gave it sufficient time to set, with the blending of a few liquid type products like this Australis highlighter here, it did shift around the base a bit and it still didn't set, but I have a few exposed blemishes with the blending of powder. And yeah, so that being said, I think you might want to immediately set the YSL cushion before you apply anything on top. But yeah, that being said, both are looking really beautiful on the skin, and it's just that kind of thing where, you know, if you want to splurge, I suggest that you just go for something that suits your skin type. I wouldn't say that you have to go out and get both, because I do find that both of them to not be super outstanding. But that being said, if I had to pick one, surprisingly, I'll pick the Chanel one, because it is just feeling so comfortable on the skin, and it's the most natural looking cushion that I've ever tried. And it's unique in a way that it's a serum like texture, which I enjoy. But if you do like something with super high coverage and it's something that, you know, performs to be a high coverage luxury style cushion, then maybe you can go for the YSL one. The existing cushion YSL has that doesn't have that veil technology, which is the one that I actually reviewed before. Link will be below, but that was a little less coverage than the one I'm trying now, and it was a lot more dewy, so it isn't something that is, you know, semi-matte, matte by any means. That one was a lot more hydrating, and it felt like it had, you know, a medium coverage at most. It didn't really have a very full or high coverage, and that was very brightening as well. I think I had the shade B30 with that one. This is B40, and I find that this to be a lot more NC20 inching to 25, and it, you know, gives me a very natural and more a shade match to my arms. I think what my sentiments were when I first applied it was consistent throughout. I find that this on the right side of my face, even though it looks really perfected now with that light dusting of powder, it feels a little bit dehydrated. It does feel a little bit tightening on the skin, so you do need sufficient moisturization. But the Chanel one really feels like nothing at all, so it's quite amazing actually. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much because I'm basically gonna be saying the same old things. If you guys want to check the description box, I'll basically put my prolonged thoughts at hourly marks for each of these cushions, and I'll give you, you know, my honest review of whether or not these last under the humid climate in Singapore. But that being said, if I had to pick one, like I mentioned, I would go for the Chanel foundation. So yeah, I have nothing else to add for these two cushion reviews, and if you guys enjoyed it, do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments down below. Also, if you want to know how I achieve this really wearable smoky eye with like a bold lip and, you know, a kind of bronzy eye, glossy lid, that kind of a thing, check my Instagram page. I'll leave the handle here. You guys can check out my really quick tutorials, which I'll post up on my Instagram page, and it's just 1 minute or so. So it's just perfect for anyone who wants like a formal look but doesn't know how to achieve it. And yeah, basically I give you tips and tricks on how you can achieve a really simple put together look for any formal occasion or any everyday look as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!